Good morning, everyone. Paul Sweeney and Tom Keene. We're going to get out front here of 2026. Brian Egger's the most important person at Bloomberg. Paul and I agree strongly on this, that the gambling discussion is front and center. Lisa Mateo's brought this up any number of times. He is definitive on this new thing, gambling in America. Paul Sweeney?
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. Brian Egger's been covering the gaming industry for decades on Wall Street as a decorated sell-side analyst. He's a senior analyst covering gaming and lodging here at Bloomberg Intelligence. Brian, this whole thing of having these gaming betting apps on our phone.
Yep.
Talk to us about this business. How big is it, and what's going on there? Because it seems like everybody's doing it.
Yeah, so mobile sports betting, if you want to call that, on your phone, which is the majority of sports betting.
Yep.
$13 billion in revenue.
Wow.
It's legal in about 31 states, right? And this is from 31 from one before 2018 when only Nevada had it.
So it's just, is it a problem for people, do you think? Or is this something, it's just like, I don't know, if you're an adult, you can do it and all that kind of stuff?
You know, the problems arise are, number one, underage or college students betting on other college students. That's a problematic area potentially. The other area is the difference between betting on who wins a game, the money line bet or the over-under, the point spread, versus whether or not the next pitch is a strike or ball.
So there's prop bets.
Prop bets and micro bets. And so when you get into the recent news about scandals involving indictments of player collusion, the question is to what extent can one player throw the outcome of a bet by their behavior?
When this started, it was going to be, we're going to be like the British. You're going to be able to bet Tottenham versus Arsenal, the Yankees versus the Red Sox. Lisa, you and I agree it's gone way beyond that, right?
Well, it is, because you mentioned up some great points when you were talking about it, the underage gambling, but also how these sports figures, who these kids look up to, are getting in trouble for it.
Does the management of sports and like the head of FanDuel and the rest, do they have any clue how America's riveted to this?
I think they do, but I think that the reality, what's happening, has gone so quickly, like many aspects of technology, the ability to have these micro bets, which on the surface can be done very legitimately, but it has all these potential for problems. So, for example, the Major League Baseball, after the latest indictment scandal,
Cleveland Indians,
put a $200 cap on player-specific micro bets, if you will. Can't have it inside of a parlay bet. And so that's really where the issue begins. It's one thing to bet on who wins or loses a game, over/under point spread, but when you start betting on whether or not next pitch will be successful.
How much money did you lose on micro bets on Penn State?
Yeah, nothing for me. But I'll tell you, again, I've told this story before. High school kids where I live now, they are having detailed conversations on betting strategies using vocabulary that only a professional gambler.
There's no other topic parents are talking about.
Right.
I mean, what you're so competent at this. Where are we a year from now? Where are we 5 years from now?
I think the indictments, both on the NBA player side and the Major League Baseball side, kind of brought to the forefront the need for some attention to this. If for a player, for a bettor, betting on the next pitch might be, a straightforward proposition. But when you have the potential for collusion, that's where it gets problematic. So what the MLB did said $200 cap on pitch player-specific microbets. The NBA, I think, will likely do something similar because they had a similar scandal on individuals betting on a player where that player has the ability to basically lock in the outcome of a proposition bet. That's where where the potential exists for nefarious behavior.
We have 27,000 employees. Thank you, Ty Trippett, for that. I would argue for parents worldwide, you're the most important employee because we have to figure this out. Do you wake up, Brian Eggers, and say, this is out of control, or am I missing something?
So I think what happened when I first heard about the idea of microbetting, and on the surface, I think this is a plausible, logical thing for betting companies to get into. But from the player coaching side, when you begin to realize the potential for collusion, for kind of locking in bets, that's where the problem is.
Our favorite guest for next year, Brian Eggers, senior gambling, lodging, and micro bet analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence.